Today we'll be discussing a very important subject, a topic, how to recognize a holy person. So that we will listen from our Kapila, who is talking with his mother. Before that, as usual, let us chant these slokas. Shantakaram Bhujagashayanam Padmanabham Suresham Vishwadharam Gagana Sadrisham Meghavarnam Shubhangam Lakshmikantam Kamalanayanam Yogibhi Dhyanagamyam Bande Vishnum Bhavabhayaharam Sarvalokaika Natham. Now we were listening from the Kapila. Kapila, as we have read from the Bhagavatam, is the Vishnu himself, the supreme God. He is taking the human form. And he was the firstborn. We have gone through that, the wonderful description of the Bhagavatam. And the book, the famous book, and very auspicious and very lovable books for the Hindus, the Bhagavatam. Here it explains about only the Vishnu. This Vishnu is the Lord, first time, the all-pervading consciousness, which is not having any form, which is very difficult to even understand, is taking a form. And that form is as a Vishnu we just chanted. He is a huge one and lying on the ocean and the water and supported by a snake. He is having 4 hands, and in one hand he is holding the lotus, all the descriptions, and all symbolic. The water, which is the symbol of no form, and over that the Lord Vishnu is floating. The same water, which is the symbol of the consciousness all pervading, has taken a form, a human form and divine form, that is Lord Vishnu. That means the formless is taking the form. So that is the first stage. And then from that, creation is coming. And what is that creation? He created Brahma, the 4-faced person. Why the 4-face? Because there are 4 jnanas that the Hindu, they believe, that the 4 Vedas. And then it comes down and he asks that Brahma to create, and Brahma start creating, and so many other creations. Nothing is actually going out to populate the whole society, the earth. Then ultimately the Kardama and this Devahuti. Kardama was the Rishi and the Devahuti. We have already discussed that in different time, almost all people start thinking in the same way. Everywhere, all people, they start in the same, thinking in the same way. In the Satya Yuga, in the beginning of that era, that creation, all people used to think about only meditation, only spirituality, only going back to the source, to the Atman, only to know. They got the form, the human form, but their only idea was to go back as quickly as possible to the source, to that knowledge. Then slowly, the present age, which is known as Satya, Treta, Dapara, Kali. And what is the speciality in Kali Yuga? Ahamkara, I. So much of ego. And why this I? I is subtle. I is in the mind and attached with this body. So this is the problem it comes. We are coming from that spiritual being where we are supposed to go back, or otherwise we will suffer, constantly suffer, different type of sufferings. Sometimes we feel, sometimes we don't understand, sometimes we try to cover the sufferings in a different way. But no, the suffering is there. As quickly we understand this, then good for us. So we will start processing to go back to the source. And that is called spiritual journey. Spiritual journey is nothing but to understand the real self. So this is the whole thing that we are studying from different angles. Sometimes from the Vedanta, sometimes the devotion. Here in the Bhagavata is a mixture of knowledge and devotion. Devotion means the emotion, the love, the attachment. And knowledge means exactly opposite. Detachment and giving away and all that. Combine these two, the literature that has come is the Bhagavata. Aham mama abhimana uthaihi. Now in the third skanda, 25 chapter, 16 verse of the Bhagavata, it says, Aham mama abhimana. Aham and mama, me and mine. This abhimana, this ego, this attachment, this is the root of all problems. Very recently, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he said, if you can remove the I, then it remains you and nothing else. So we have to understand it because it is very subtle. If I remove the I, what remains then? Because I is the everything, I and you. This is the whole reality. This is the whole universe. This is me and mine, you and yours. This is the whole reality, whole universe. Now what you are talking about, that is the ultimate thing. So it is very subtle to understand. And that is the reason again and again we have to go to the church, to the temple, to the places where this knowledge they are discussing. After listening, I have to sit quietly and ponder over it. I have to read those things again and again and think what exactly it means. So this 16th verse, it says, Aham mama abhimana uthaihi. What happens? When I and me, I and mine, that abhimana, that I-ness, that ego, when it comes, what happens? Kama, lobha, adibhi, malaihi. Now kama and lobha, adibhi, etc. But the basic are the two, kama and lobha. Lobha means greed and kama means the lust. The greed and lust, why? Almost the same thing, why he is telling repeatedly? Why using two words? One is very, very deep. Lobha, that is the greed. Sometimes I see, I feel like taking that, then I can't get that, okay, I forget, it goes to something else. But the kama is not like that. Kama, the last, it goes to the end. For that he will kill or be killed, no problem. But that is the main driving force. That is the last, the karma. So that's why again and again in the Hindu scripture you will find karma. Karma means the desire, tremendous desire. This karma and lobha, the greed, these are the main thing. Bitam yada mana suddham. When it is not there, what happens? The mind becomes pure. Again and again we always say, the blessed are those who are pure in heart. Jesus said. The research should be done on that particular word, what is purity. Instead, we are explaining in a different way. What is purity? Drinking some pure liquids, or eating some good food, or wearing every day, every moment new clothing. What purity? That purity, the word, that is the key word. And we have to understand that. And here we find in the Bhagavata, they say, if you are free from kama and lobha, you are pure. The why kama and lobha? Because kama and lobha only action. From where it is coming? From ego. What is the ego? Aham mama. That is ego. So we go to the root, that is the ego. Aham and mama. If that is not there, there is no kama. And there is no, also the lobha, nothing is there. Yesterday, I went to search for a new house because we want to have the congregations in the Hyde Park area. The devotees, old devotees are there. They already request. Now we are having a condo. Condo has a lot of different problems. Condo association has the rules. So we thought, okay, let us see. I was going to see different houses. And after us, another group also came, husband, wife, family. They also wanted to see the same houses. Their desire and my desire are completely different. Both of us, we are going to purchase that house. If we get in a good price, okay. And my idea, we have to have a big room. Why? Because the devotees can come and sit over here, can meditate, and we can have the spiritual program over here. That is the idea. They also need a big room. Why? Because the party should be there, friends should be invited, so all that. See, the same place, same thing, thoughts are different, isn't it? So this is the way we have to understand. Everything are common with the spirituality, only intentions are different. Completely different. When you are thinking for the betterment of the others, for the good of the others, for the service of the others, spiritual. And the moment you are thinking the same thing for you and yours, is completely impure thoughts. So that is exactly the freed from lust and greed. That impurity is generated by the sense of I and mine. Mind becomes pure and rests without duality and equality. And the mind becomes pure. What is the purity? Only one. There is no two. The moment there is two, the conception of two, that is impurity. I and you. And when it is I alone, that is the purity. So they say the mother's love is very pure. Why? The mother's love is very pure because the mother feels oneness with the child. That is the reason. Many other loves are there, different type of relations, but the mother's love is always pure. In every society, everywhere, every time, for every people, mother's love is very pure. Why? There is no selfishness. There is only love. And there is only one sense. It is me, my children, and just one conception. So that is the way it says. Then what happens for the individual self? Jnana, that means knowledge, Vairagya, renunciation, and Bhakti, devotion. See, the knowledge and devotion centralized by renunciation. Tyaga, give up. What to give up? Ego. Though when you talk about the giving up, though we always, of course, people, they go give many other things, but the giving up means what? Exactly, we have to understand this. What to give up? What is renunciation? What is tyaga? Who can be called as a sannyasi? Who can be called as a pure person, holy person? The person who has given up his ego, that's a holy person. Who is a sannyasi? Who is a true monk? One who has given up his ego. Maybe that he is staying in some building, maybe that he is doing this and doing that. Ego is the main thing, if he is not having the ego. One person came to Belur Math. He wanted to meet the president of the Belur Math. It was not present day, only in the formative time, when the direct disciples of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, they were there. Two American ladies, they actually purchased a plot of land and gave it to the Belur Math. So we could form that Belur Math. We are grateful to these two ladies. The people are rich, but their money, it just live like this. The majority of the time, most of the money remains with the banks. Because the people, they'll be going on keeping in the bank, and then ultimately they don't keep any other person, and then they die. Bank is not finding any other person to give, and they're very, very happy. It must be their directors are blessing those souls. As many people forget like this, good for us. So these days, you are utilizing money for what? No purpose, unnecessary. God has given you the intellect and the energy, and you have utilized and earned some money. And here comes Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. He said, utilize that for the betterment of others. That money, you have earned money. So this way, why the moment you can give my money, I am giving for others, renunciation. And when the renunciation comes, two things immediately stand in both the sides. What is that? Devotion. Devotion to what? Devotion to the ideology. And then knowledge. What is that knowledge? What is that ideology? I am pure as God is pure. So this way we have to understand the holy person. The moment we talk about the holy person, we always think about going to the church or some holy places. If you go to the holy places, most of the time there's a chances to lose your purses. A lot of pickpocketers will be there. Because the pickpocketers also, they have also the researches. And they researched it that when a person go to a religious place, most of the time his hands are engaged. So the pockets are very easy to make the light. So they use the pockets there. Okay, you go to God, I go to market with your wallet, no problem. So this way it always goes. And as they say, when there is a light, exactly below is the most darkness. The light, the below is the dark. Similarly, so what to do? How to understand? This, how it says, you have to go according to your nature. You have to understand your nature. Your nature is very analytical. Better you take the Jnana Marga. An analytical way you go. And suppose your nature is emotional. Take the devotional path. Your nature is very active. Take the Karma Yoga path, service to others. And very contemplative. You always search for a quiet place. Go for the meditative way. But that is only one part. So combination of all the four is necessary for a holistic growth. So complete growth. What is this? And that's called Sadrisho Asti Shiva Pantha. In Sanskrit it says Shiva Pantha. That is the best system. What? Combination of the four. It is exactly what Swami Vivekananda did. In the morning you were meditating. Afterwards you are coming and doing the worship, meditating, contemplation. And then you are coming and worshipping the ritualistic devotion, cooking the food, offering to God, or cutting the fruits and offering to God, and all devotion. Then you go and sit in the library, read books and discuss with people, analyze as I am doing now with you, is the jnana, knowledge. So, the meditation, devotion, and then we go out in different places to make people aware about their divine nature. Constantly we try to do this. That is very, very essential. Very, very essential. So this is, we are going out, and then Kapila gives the suggestion. Prasangam ajaram pasham atmano kavayo viduhu. Sa eva sadhushu krito mokshadaram apabratam. Last time, in the last Sunday, we discussed like this. He says the prasangam means the attachment to the objects. Prasangam. So sometimes the Sanskrit, they uses the peculiar words. So that's how it becomes very difficult for us. So we have to go to understand this through those people who really understand Sanskrit well, the grammar, etc. So what is this? The wise say that intense attachment to the objects of the world is the cause of bondage. Who are the wise? Because they have researched it and they have come out of it. The intense attachment to the world. So that is the terrible thing. Oh my God, sometimes, and nowadays, the media is very active. Almost in every nook and corner they are present, so giving out all the information to the people, and terrible type of news is that it comes. The wife hiring a person to kill her husband, and this way, that way, different type of. So the worldly object. So much of attraction for the wife or for the husband. Now what happens? The same wife whom we loved so much, I cared for so much, earn money for her only, for her comfort, only to see a laugh and smile in her face. A man can do anything. And the same lady is planning to kill this man. Can you imagine? Oh my God. And this is the worldly object. It is only on very, very few, not that everywhere it is happening, very, very few. But because of the present day, the newspapers and the media, they are reaching this type of informations are coming. It happens. In the history also, the kings were killed by their own wives. They planned in that way. So this is also there. So it says, so the wise people say, avoid the worldly objects. So it will be good for you. Avoid the worldly objects. And sometimes for a son, how much the parents will go to the temple, to the holy places and pray, God give me a son. And son was born. What a great joy. Both of them constantly taking care of the baby growing up. If the son, after growing up, and when you are old, you can't do anything, and comes and says, okay, old parents, go out of my house. How you will feel? But this is happening. So that is why it is so difficult. Even you can't believe people. Why? There's so much of ego. So much. That is why it says, Kali Yuga. People are constantly thinking for themselves and not for others. And that is the reason this Bhagavan Swayam, the Vishnu Swayam, came in the human form of Sri Ramakrishna in a very modern time. 1836 he was born and 1886 he passed away. This 50 years he gave us his life and teaching. And what he said? Be in the world, but never be of the world. Be with everyone, but don't be attached to that. You need not to leave the hearth and home. The Shankaracharya came and says, no, you have to leave that. Otherwise, you are not going to get the liberation. And Lord Buddha also the same way. Thousands of people were following Lord Buddha. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And wherever we see, they all the time telling you have to give up. But what to give up? Hearth and home and family and money and bank balance. To give up that? You need to give up. Some people are there in our country, they are all taking away all the money. So you kept the money in the bank and they have looted the money and then you have nothing. So you need to give up. They are there to help you. But after that what? So this is not the thing. There it comes. The Bhagavata, the Kapila, he himself is telling, only give up the attachment. That's all. If you cannot give up the attachment, what happens? Suffering. And who is suffering? You. Then ultimately what is happening? What is the suffering? Same thought going on, brooding in your mind. What is the suffering then? Same thought going on, brooding. So this is the way we have to understand. That someone came and told, oh, that man was actually criticizing you. And that is terrible. But immediately touched in the mind. Oh, why he was criticizing me? What have I done? Who is he? Why should he criticize? Who are the people that listen? And I go on thinking in that way. And who suffers? Me. And that person who commented, he forgot what he said. He is all right. And I am only suffering. And the person who conveyed the message to you, he has also forgotten and maybe he added a little bit. And then, ultimately what happens? You. And now, are you going over there to fight with him? It's of no use. It will be more worrisome. Then what to do? I don't take those words. I know who am I. I know what I am doing. I have the self-confidence. I didn't do all those wrong things. They are telling, let them say. So this is the only best way to become completely disassociated with all this, and you are free. And that is exactly what Swami Vivekananda. So who is a holy person? One who has the capacity to detach himself from the objects. And what are the objects? Not only these things, words also. So the words are coming that they criticized you. In letters, it was written against Vivekananda, who was so famous. And what he was doing? He was not earning any money for himself. He was earning for the India. He was trying to place the India on the world stage. And who are criticizing? Indians. And they were writing letters against Swami Vivekananda. And what was his theory? That is the beautiful thing to understand. When some of the local friends, American friends told Swamiji, they are criticizing you, why you are not replying back? Swamiji said, no, you see, my personality is such, either you should appreciate or criticize, you cannot ignore me. And he was very happy. And those who were criticizing where they are now, only the researchers, they found out their letters and they published that, otherwise they are nowhere. And that too because Vivekananda is there, so their letters and criticism are getting some importance, otherwise nothing. People have forgotten them. So what we should learn from a holy person? Detachment. And that is exactly how to understand who is a holy person? A person who has developed a detachment. And we should learn from that. Friends, you know that from 13 to 27, our Kapila is giving the advices to his mother. Why? The mother told, you see, your father has also left the hearth and home, and now he is going over there, the Kartama Muni, for the meditation. But I don't feel that type of urge to leave all these things and go away. What shall I do, son? Am I going to die over here, all attached, and then suffer? I know this attachment is terrible. But at the same time, I know I cannot give it up. What to do? And when she asked this question, and the son, the Kapila, the great Muni, he was giving the advices. So this, if you read this from 13 to 27 total, and from there, how to realize God. So from 13 to 20. Then from 21 to 27, he's going on telling about the holy soul, holy people. Why? He said, go to the holy people and be with them, have their company, and you will know what to do and what not to do. He is suggesting to go to a holy person. Now the question is, his mother, naturally, she was also very intelligent. She told, but how to understand who is a holy person? You are asking me to go to a holy person, I can go to a holy person, but how to understand that holy person? Now he is giving the example, going on giving. And Sri Ramakrishna, if you read the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, or there's a book, all the stories, the tales and fables that he said, that in a separate book, very interesting. And one person used to go to, that reading the Bhagavatam is considered as the best holy work. So sometimes the Brahmanas, they used to go to the kings, the rich people, to read out some pages, and they will explain. One person used to go to a rich man, expecting some good amount from him. Every day used to go, and he will read, and he will say, King, have you understood? But king will say, Pandit, O learned person, you understand that first. And now it is a very insulting. But the person knew that I am talking with the king. So I cannot simply go and fight with him. So, okay sir, they used to come out. And he used to feel, why the king should say like this? I am reading this book. I know every single word, the meaning of it and everything. I am explaining so nicely also. Why every day he should say like this? He was feeling insulted. And moreover, the money that the king was giving, that is also not very satisfactory. So, but there was no other option. So he has to go every day. One day suddenly he felt it's too much. Even if I don't get the food, I am not going to go to him. He sat and started reading the book. Then slowly he realized, oh my God, this is the sloka, that in one side there is knowledge, another side there is devotion, in between the breach, renunciation. This knowledge and devotion is nothing but renunciation. And what to renounce? The knowledge, they will say, renounce the Prakriti, this nature, this world, anything that is changing, renounce that. Anything that is changing, my body is changing, my mind is changing, my family, my society, the whole world, right from the sun down to the blade of grass, everything are changing. So that the knowledge people, they will say, those who have fallen the path of jnana. And devotion, they will say, renounce your ego. Only one thing you have to renounce. Now you go to the mango tree and say, mango tree, I renounce you. So I am not going to eat mango, but I will eat jackfruits. Then next year you go to the jackfruits and say, I am renouncing you this year. So I go to the pears. Like that, how many? You cannot renounce in that way. Renunciation means giving up the attachment and ego. That's all. That's all. So that's why Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is teaching in that way that you have to give up the ego. So this man immediately understood, it is true, it is true. I have not renounced. I am reading this book to him, to king, only for money. And that's why the king, very intelligent one, he understood exactly what the whole book means. And he said, you understand. He was correct. He is my guru. So from distance he offered pranam to that king and he renounced. Then the king came and then he told, no, from now onwards you are my guru. Come and give all these teachings to my subjects, to my people. So that is the first thing, renunciation. How to understand, how to find out a holy person? That is the question we are discussing. How? A person who is not having any desire, so that means he has renounced, he is a holy person. Otherwise not. So we have to understand who has given up everything. That is the holy person. So here from the 21 to 27, and he is giving some of the qualities. Titikshava, Karunika, Suhrida, Sarvadehinam, Ajata Shatru Eva, Shanta, Sadhava, Sadhubhushanaha. It says that, again, the third skanda, 25th, the chapter, 21 words, it says, Titikshava, very patient. A person is very patient, patiently waiting for the grace of God. That is the first quality of a holy person, Titikshava. Karunika, very kind-hearted. And in one Hindi couplet they say, the heart of a monk, heart of a sadhu is just like something is very soft. But even that, to feel that softness, you need these. But go and tell something about the suffering of people, you will feel the heart of the monk is just bleeding. So that is called the Karunika, kind-hearted. Swami Vivekananda, he was ready to sell out the property of the Belur Math. Can you imagine? He was not having nothing. After such a long persuasion and prayer, he got that property, and when he saw the people are suffering in the plague in Calcutta, he decided to sell it out. That is called Karunika, kind-hearted. Suhida, friendly to all. Suhida, Sarvadehinam. And who is the Suhida? Suhida means one who always wants the betterment of yours. That is a Suhida. The Bandhava. Bandhava means the friend. But Suhrida, Bandhava means friend of the same age group. But Suhrida, anyone can be your Suhrida. He may be elderly, he may be junior, but if he wants your betterment, then Suhrida. That is the term they use. And that friendliness, Sarvadehinam, anyone, anywhere, and no choices. Oh, they belong to my caste, my religion, my language, my country, so I only help them. No, that is not Suhrida. Suhrida is he who loves each and everyone. Ajata Shatruva, no enmity with anyone. Some other people may feel that enmity, but he never feels enmity with anyone. Ajata Shatru, Shanta, very peaceful. And that type of person is known as the holy person. So what are the qualities? Patient, kind-hearted, friendly to all, no enmity, and peaceful. These are 5 qualities. If one is having, he can be called as a holy person. And this holy person, Sadhu Bhushanaha, am endowed with these all qualities. That is his dress. What is the dress? Decoration of that person? These 5 qualities. So that is exactly what they say. And we find that Kapila also said, who is a holy person? Moi anannena bhavena bhaktim kurbanti e didham matkrite takta karmana takta bandhavaha. A means he who has a deep-rooted love for me. Didham. Didham is deep-rooted love. Who abandons relatives and clansmen and works solely for me is a holy person. So there is no attachment. So only that I will work for my people. Many people I met over here. I told, can you please help us to help this Nepal, Bangladesh? Oh no, Swamiji, why should we help them? They are not our people. I am developing a school in my place. So they're good people, helping others, but not sadhava. They are not holy person. Why? Because they could not come out of that small bondage. They are loved only for that. And at the subtle mind, when I go back to my place after retirement and after work, local people will say, see, he was such and such, he was in America and he has done this, he has done that. That appreciation he is awaiting. So that is called, is a good person, but not a holy person. Vashishta Dev, he was talking with Sri Ramachandra. In the Ramayana, you don't find much of the other things. In the Ramayana, we find the Vashishta, he is talking with the Ramachandra and telling, Lobha, Moha, Rusham Yashya, Tanutanu Dinam Bhabed. Lobha, Moha, Rusham Yashya. Yatha Shastra Viharati, Sa Karmashu, Sa Sajjana. Friends, it's very difficult to develop these qualities. Very difficult. But if you go, you will see that almost all the religious places are crowded. All people are over there. Any place you go, how come that we don't find a religious person, a holy person? All people are talking about God. All people are reciting from the scripture, different type of scriptures. Then how come in the world we don't find that way a holy person? Because we don't care about these qualities. We are spending our time. We are reading scriptures, we are meditating, we are taking the name of God, we are doing all these things. But we do not know exactly what are the things that we should achieve, we should have. So these, Lobha, Moha, Rusham, these 3 things. Lobha, the desire. Moha, delusion. This is the word in Sanskrit, again and again they say, and the Moha Mudgara in Shankaracharya, he says the Moha Mudgara. Mudgara means a hammer. And Moha means delusion. To break the delusion, you should need a hammer. And what is that hammer? Shankaracharya is going on telling, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudhamate. Again and again, it's a beautiful song. Some people will be singing and all people are giving the music and all people, oh, it's good. This is entertainment. Oh, she sang so wonderful. And from India we'll bring this type of singers. They will come and sing and we are also clapping. And afterwards, but over a cup of coffee, we forget all those things. Why? Because we don't take it seriously. But we were attending that. And when we come back, we tell, no, we attended that religious or function. Entertainment only. Where is enlightenment? So you have to take the word seriously to inside, and you have to be alone, quiet, and I have to ponder over there, think over there, and that is the reason Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, very practical person, he said, Sadhu Sangha, holy company. Holy company means this type of discussions. Immediately, Nirjana Vasa, you have to go to a secluded place. Why? If you are going on talking with people and discussing and all that, this own germ, the seed that has gone, you have to give the time to come up. You have to go on thinking on that. So Nirjana Vasa, very quietly, alone, without anything, and particularly, as because at the time of Sri Ramakrishna there was no cell phone, so he didn't add that. We are adding, don't take the cell phone also. If you go to a secluded place and take the cell phone, you take the whole world with you. And after spending all those things, oh, I was in a secluded place, you can be satisfied yourself and you can boast it to your friends, but the result will be the zero. So that is the reason we have to understand what is that Sri Ramakrishna is telling. You have to go and go deep into that. So first is holy words, listening. Second, the Nirjana Vas, quietly thinking on that. And the third, Vichara, the discrimination, whether these things are really good for me, can I practice this or not? There are many different things will be there, but it's all are not for you. So we have to understand that. So different type of things are there, but all are not for me. I have to understand my nature. So I will go in this way, it's okay. And then finally comes Prarthana. When I have already taken the decision, then I go to have a faith completely that God is there, and I go and pray, God, please help me. I am decided to go on this path. Please help me, be with me. So that is, and what the quality will develop within me when I am practicing? First is greed will go away, lower. Then delusion, what is the delusion? I am so and so, I am this and that. All these are delusion. I am going to do this, I am going to do that. All are delusion. You can do nothing. Nothing exactly. Just now I received a phone before coming over here. I had to pray. Just I received the call and said, Swamiji, please pray for my husband. And the young man, he, after taking the shower, he came out of that, and immediately something happened. The doctors are telling blackout sort of thing, blood suddenly flowing to the brain, stopped for a second or so. He fell down and fell on the chest and all that. He had to take to the hospital. We do not know what is going to happen next moment. None of us will know. None of us. So that is the reason we have to tell what is moha. Why I am thinking this is me and mine and these are... Okay, it has come to me, I am taking care of it, that much. So that is called moha, delusion. Don't be deluded. And that's why Shankara says, moha mudgara Mudha jahihi dhanagama trishnam mudha. Again and again he says. And then yatha shastra viharati sa karmasu sachajjana. Yatha shastra viharati. What is the shastra? The scripture, injunction that you should live in this way. Injunction is, if you are a householder, you must perform 5 yajna. That is the injunction. What are the 5 yajnas? 5 sacrifices. You should remember the rishis who lived in this world and developed this truth and gave it to you. So this you should understand and do. How to pay the respect to the rishis? By reading holy books like the Bhagavad Gita and many other books are there. Whatever books you feel, that is from the tradition coming down. At least 1 or 2 pages every day. Show Rishi Rina, the depth that we took from them, we are paying them back. So that is, in the Christianity there is a wonderful tradition. Every day they will read a few pages of the Bible. And they will read that and mark that and keep it. And sometimes when they're in problem, they will go back to the Bible and open it, and whatever is instruction is there, they will follow that. So the complete faith, this is not the ordinary words of God. And God knows what I need now. So like that, the faith. So Rishi Rina, then Pitri Rina, all the generations after generation, they gave you everything. You should not forget them. So you have to remember them. Pitri Rina. Nri Nira. Nri means the human being. All human being all around. When I was a small kid, I used to go to the school and I've forgotten the face of the teacher. But they taught me the alphabets. And from then only now I have become a big writer. But who taught me the alphabets? So we should not forget them too. So Nri and all other people all around, they are protecting me. So that is why. Then Bapashurina and Devarina. Deva means gods. You have to go and offer pranam. And Pashurina, all around, all the beings that are there, they are also helping you. The dogs, the cats, the birds, the insects, in different way they are helping. We do not know. The scientists, if you go, they will wonder. Even the ants are also helping us in their own way. So we have to remember that. So 5 Rinas, every day, little. I have seen in my own eyes, the traditional people, all this they will follow. In the early morning, they will go and do the little worship, and then they will read the holy book, and then they will go and pray for their ancestors, and then they will help other people. At least they will go out and see someone is going, and they will call and feed them. Sir, you are hungry? Please come and take some food. And that's why there was no one hungry, or the whole society, people used to get food. Only thing, those who were hungry, the poor people, they will go and they will stand before somebody's door and they will open the door and say, please come. So that was the thing. And a morsel of food they will go and take and give it to the animals. So that is the way, the 5. So Yatha Shastram Viharati. This is the injunctions of the scripture. You must live like this. What happened? If you do that, self-control. You become a very disciplined person. You know, early morning I have to get up, then I have to take the shower, I have to go to the temple, I have to read this book, and all time-bound thing. I must do this, I must do. So things goes on in such a way, you won't know when the whole day has passed. And then ultimately, again the next day you are ready. So this way it goes. And along with that, only those much? No. Swakarmasu. You must perform your own duties too. So whatever the duty, the responsibility you have accepted, that also. So that is the way we can become a holy person. So who is a holy person? Those who are residing in the household, they are also holy person. Anyone can become, but they should have no greed, no delusion, no anger. Rusha means anger. Regular, daily, they are all giving away. I have seen some people, they are the big officers, and after that they said, I am not going to live with my only daughter. And they used to love that daughter so much. I saw that daughter growing up. I thought, oh my God, you won't go to no, Swamiji, once in a year I go to my daughter, that is okay. Now let them live their own life. And once in a year they also visit me, that's okay. Grandchildren, okay. And regularly they follow this. Regularly. They'll be going out, helping people, reading books. Now both of them, they have lost their eyes. But then jokingly they'll say, my husband can't see in the right eye and I can't see in the left eye. So in closing the two, we are having 2 eyes, no problem for us. Even then they're reading, they're doing everything regularly. Sometimes I ring from here and say hello to them, but a few days I've forgotten. Now I just remember. So these people, and Lobha, Moha, Rusham, tonutanudinam bhavit. Regularly reducing, no anger, no delusion, no greed. And they are living according to the scripture. And then Shankaracharya is telling, what is the holy person? Shankaracharya says, he is asking the question, Ko santi santaha? He is asking this question. Because this is very important. A holy person is going to lead you. His holy person is going to guide you in the spiritual life. How to understand that person is really good or not? Very important. That's why, see the Kapila, his mother asking this question, Kapila gave the answer. And again we find the Shankaracharya, he is also raising the same question and giving the answer. And what? Almost the same answer. Akhila Bita Raga. Raga means the desire. Akhila, completely. Bita, gone. Raga, desire. All desire gone. Who is a holy person? Ko santi santaha. Akhila Bita Raga. Second, apasta moha, free from delusion. And Shivatatta Nishtha, and completely dedicated to God. What we find in the Vasishta Muni is telling, same we find in Shankaracharya also telling the same way. He is not having the delusion, he is not having the attachment, but he has the love for God. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, Sadhu Ke, who can be considered as a holy person. Sadhu Shanga, he said, you must have the Sadhu Shanga, holy companion. And then he said, whose body, mind and soul has been dedicated to God. Mon, Pran, Antaratma. Body, mind and soul has been dedicated to God. He is a holy person. So that is the way it goes. Friends, it is now time that it will stop. But in the next Sunday again we will continue a little about it, and then we will study another question that his mother is asking. What is true devotion? The Kapil's mother is asking, what is true devotion? It's a very important question. The devotion that we feel, without the devotion nothing can happen. What is devotion? We will study that in the next Sunday again. And also a little part of it, as some of the incidents, some of the facts that happened, some of the very holy people that I have seen, one or two incidents I'd like to share with you in the next class. So let us complete this one. Yam Brahma Varunendra Rutramaruta Stunnanti Dibhyaistavai Vedai Sangha Padakramopanishadai Gayanti Yam Samaga Dhyanavastita Tadgatena manasa Pashyanti yam yogino Yasyantam nabidu Sura asuragana Devaya Tasmai Namaha. Om Shanti 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 Friends, you know that this coming Tuesday evening, today is the Shashti according to the Almanac, and today is the first day that Durga Puja. And Durga Puja, it goes for actually 5 days. They call, from the 6th day they start counting Shashti, Saptami, Ashtami, Navami and Dasami. These are the counting 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Dasami is 10th. So that's very special day is Ashtami. Why? Because that day actually the mother, she is expressing her all divine power. And the 9th is that she is killing or demolishing all the bad thoughts which we call as Ashura or Sura. Sura means the light. Sura means that God. Asura, exactly opposite to that. A means negative. So, Ashtami Puja. But that is a Tuesday. And Tuesday here in America, naturally you have to go to your offices. The work is there. So we have arranged that in the 9th evening actually. So it will be 7 to 7:30. Our prayer will be here as usual. Then we all will go down to the basement where we are having the auditorium capacity of 250 people. So there we will sit and then have the puja and chanting. You will also participate in that. But we are expecting more than 250, nearly 400 people. So we have to have some discipline to accommodate the 400 people and also to feed them. And the celebrations, spiritual celebration without food, it never goes. There should be always food, and not only little food. It should be sumptuous, nice. And then they will forget their puja, they will remember the food, and then for the next year they will plan. Yeah. So that way. So please come, but cooperate. We need some volunteers and we need your cooperation. We are trying and planning because our sitting arrangement over here for the food, dining hall, is a maximum of 120, 25. So naturally it will be 4 different batches. So some people, they should come in the first batch, and those who are having the children with them and the elderly people, they should go for the first. And second, other people like that. We are having the bands, white, red and black. So white means those who are coming early and attending the whole puja, Sattika, so white band. They will be getting the prasad first. And second will be coming the next people. And third, those who are coming right at the time of prasad, they are black people. So that will be the way, that number, and they will come afterwards. Of course, our devotees who are very close to the association, I will request you, please come at the end when all our guests would have been given. So we should, that way we will have. Okay then, thank you very much. And please come on Tuesday.